An offensive government app? I better go speak with the president right away.
Oh, there you are, Mr. President. I need to talk to you.
No. Brendan Carr, no.
Whoa! Oh!
The FCC guy must have shitty ankles.
Mr. President, I really need to speak with you.
Not now, Brendan Carr. Satan won't eat his carrots.
Oh, come on, Satan. You're eating for two now. Carrots are good for you, see?
Nah, Brendan Carr, don't do it.
Oh, wow. This is the best soup ever. Oh, God. Oh!
Wow.
Mr. President, I'm feeling much better.
No! Brendan Carr!
Mr. Carr? Mr. Carr, can you hear me? We understand you're head of the FCC, is that correct? All right, well, I'm very sorry, but you do appear to have toxoplasmosis from exposure to cat feces. We need you to get some rest. Try not to move.
Will the head of the FCC be okay, Doctor?
His bones are healing, so he may regain full range of motion. But if the toxoplasmosis parasite gets to his brain, I'm afraid he may lose his freedom of speech. We'll do everything we can.
Mr. Carr, why do you keep meddling in my plans? I've been trying to convince the boss to get rid of the baby. I'm next in line to be president. That baby cannot be born. And if you continue to interfere, I will make things very difficult for you. We can do this the easy way, or we can do it the hard way.
If the goal of Trump and Brendan Carr was to quash dissent, I don't think they're accomplishing their goal. Trump and Carr just last week attempted to get Jimmy Kimmel kicked off the air, which resulted in bipartisan condemnation, a boycott against the network, Kimmel's imminent reinstatement, and the biggest audience that Kimmel has ever had. And now we can officially add to that list that South Park has portrayed Donald Trump as having impregnated the devil and having introduced Brendan Carr to its audience relentlessly shitting his pants, which, if I'm Trump or Brendan Carr, probably lands in the fail category. In fact, even Kimmel himself made sure that his audience knew exactly how hypocritical and anti-American Trump and Carr were.
Brendan Carr, the chairman of the FCC, telling an American company, we can do this the easy way or the hard way, and that these companies can find ways to change conduct and take action on Kimmel, or there's going to be additional work for the FCC ahead, in addition to being a direct violation of the First Amendment, is not a particularly intelligent threat to make in public. Ted Cruz said he sounded like a mafioso. Although, I don't know, if you want to hear a mob boss make a threat like that, you have to hide a microphone in a deli and park outside in a van with a tape recorder all night long. This genius said it on a podcast. Brendan Carr is the most embarrassing Carr Republicans have embraced since this one. And that's saying something. The FCC has a tradition of meddling where they shouldn't under many administrations, but it wasn't always like this. There was an FCC commissioner back in 2022 who worked under Joe Biden who was spot on. He wrote, President Biden is right. Political satire is one of the oldest and most important forms of free speech. It challenges those in power while using humor to draw more people into the discussion. That's why people in influential positions have always targeted it for censorship. You know who wrote that? FCC Commissioner Brendan Carr, who later was appointed chairman of the FCC by this former crusader for free speech.
If we don't have free speech, then we just don't have a free country. It's as simple as that. If this most fundamental right is allowed to perish, then the rest of our rights and liberties will topple. Just like dominoes, one by one, they'll go down.
That was also in 2022. And I wonder, how did that guy turn into this guy?
Who would you like to see replace Kimmel on late night?
Well, a lot of people, anybody could replace him. The guy had no talent. Kimmel look, he was fired. He had no talent. He's a whack job, but he had no talent. And more importantly than talent, he had no, because a lot of people have no talent, they get ratings. But he had no ratings.
Well, I do tonight.
Like, I'm sorry, but when you literally build your brand as free speech crusaders and then immediately act like petty tyrants because you can't handle some jokes from comedians, you deserve the bipartisan scorn you're receiving. It's almost impressive that Trump and Carr managed to bring together Tucker Carlson, Ted Cruz, Rand Paul, Candace Owens, Ben Shapiro, Joe Rogan, Andrew Schultz, Tim Dillon, and the entire left. I mean, hell, even the U.S. Supreme Court had ruled 9-0 just last year that, quote, government officials cannot attempt to coerce private parties in order to punish or suppress views that the government disfavors. That is a ruling wherein everyone from Clarence Thomas and Samuel Alito agreed with Sonia Sotomayor and Ketanji Brown Jackson, meaning Trump is outflanking even the most far-right forces in the United States to the right, in case you were wondering whether we're in extremist territory here. In fact, here's a new ad put together by the team at Home of the Brave that exemplifies this point perfectly.
Freedom of speech is more under attack now, honestly, than I think it has ever been.
You've got a feud between the president and a talk show host.
Jimmy Kimmel said a joke that people don't like.
FCC chairman says, hey, you guys should watch your fucking mouth, essentially, because there could be consequences.
I definitely don't think that the government should be involved ever in dictating what a comedian can or cannot say.
Nobody wants to live in a country where a late night comedian is subject to removal because he says something that the president of the United States doesn't like.
This guy said in the inauguration, I'm going to pass an executive order to end government censorship.
We'll also sign an executive order to immediately stop all government censorship.
It seems the motherfucker lied about everything. If you are a staunch Trump guy, you should be upset about this. This is crazy.
That's fucking crazy.
It's crazy.
To be clear, these aren't woke libs. These are people whose purported principal issue is free speech. The same people who propped up Donald Trump during the campaign because he promised to be a crusader for that issue. And now even they are recognizing the dire state of the country under Trump and Carr's leadership. And look, I get that when I have to show videos of South Park, that might reflect poorly on the state of the discourse in this country, and I'm certainly not here to defend the state of the discourse in this country, but I actually think the fact that South Park can openly and flagrantly mock government officials is what makes this country great. That is what separates us from Russia and North Korea and Hungary. So here's what needs to happen now. We need to see comedians lean in, not shy away. You gain nothing by capitulating to Trump. There are no compromises to be made, no meeting Trump halfway. Once he sees weakness, he will keep chipping away more and more and more until you've got nothing left. ABC is learning that right now. Remember, ABC News had already paid him $16 million to settle an insane and completely frivolous lawsuit, but they thought they could buy him off. Cut to, just this week, Trump posts that Kimmel's show is, quote, yet another arm of the DNC, and to the best of my knowledge, that would be a major illegal campaign contribution. I think we're going to test ABC out on this. Let's see how we do. Last time I went after them, they gave me $16 million. This one sounds even more lucrative. A true bunch of losers. Let Jimmy Kimmel rot in his bad ratings. In other words, all that wheeling and dealing bought ABC nothing. Trump pays them no deference, doesn't respect them at all, but instead promises to go after them more. Why? Because he knows they're weak. That's what they bought themselves. A recurring ticket to being exploited at every possible turn. So I hope that's a lesson to everybody else, anyone else who thinks that they're going to buy Trump off. He is not a good faith negotiator. He is a fucking tyrant who will take your money and then discard you the moment he sees fit. And the only thing worse than negotiating with someone like that is everyone's unwillingness to see that that is exactly who he is. Now, I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. Keep speaking out. No one, other than Trump's most loyal doormats and sycophants, wants to live in a country where comedians don't get to tell jokes because it hurts a grown-ass man's fragile ego. If you do want that, might I humbly suggest that you check out North Korea. I hear the weather is really nice in the spring. But for the rest of us, if you'd like to continue living in a country with free speech, now is the time to defend it, even when it's exercised by someone who you don't agree with. And I would immodestly ask that you also support independent media at a moment where legacy media is showing us that it's not willing to meet this moment with the urgency it deserves. This channel right here is 100% independent. I do not have corporate overlords. I am not leveraged by the federal government. I do not get told what to say. I'm accountable only to myself and my audience, and my sole priority is protecting democracy. So if you'd like to support my work, which is and always will be 100% free, please subscribe to this channel. And to the comedians and non-comedians who are using this moment not to cower in fear, but to stand up and speak out, to mock, to deride, to tell jokes, to challenge these petty tyrants in Washington who are trying to cow us into silence, good on you for representing the best parts of this democracy. When we survive this dark era in American politics, it'll be thanks to the brave people like them who use their megaphones, large and small, to show what free speech actually means. Before you go, if you enjoyed this content and you want to see more and support independent media, please subscribe to this channel. The subscribe button will be right here on the screen. But second, the reality is that we are now in a political environment where this administration can lean on any of the social media platforms to suppress certain voices if they don't like critical coverage. That means my longevity here is in the hands of a few tech billionaires who are already making it clear that they are willing to cater to this administration. To that end, signing up for my newsletter is a way for me to reach you directly if that ever becomes necessary. I'll put the link right here on the screen as well, so please sign up. It's free, but there's also an option to do a paid subscription if you'd like to support me and my team. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching.